Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're doubling our pleasure, doubling our fun with two town centers apiece, as Mr. Yo, playing as the Magyars in blue, gets ready to take on the Viper, playing as the Dravidians in yellow. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their very immediate lush surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, we'll first take a look at the Civ matchup, and then we'll take a look at the actual map itself, because this is mega random, which is always fun to see and always fun to watch. Now to start with, the Magyars, a fast-paced mounted civilization with a few cool features that make them potentially very hard to deal with in the late game. To start with, their scouts, their light cav, and hussars are all 15% cheaper. All melee attack upgrades, meaning forging, iron casting, blast furnace, we'll keep an eye out on the top left of our screen, are free of charge, which not only saves them about 1,000 resources if they can get their butt to Imperial, but also all the research time required to get those upgrades. Now, their cav archers do train faster and can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their unique unit is the Magyar Hussar, basically a light cavalry unit very similar to, but a bit stronger than a regular Hussar with some exceptions. First, it has an attack bonus against siege units, not monks, and second, it does initially cost a little bit of gold, although you can upgrade it to cost no gold at all. Now, to help support its horse-based army, Magyar villagers can be much more aggressive out on the map because they do have a one-strike kill policy for any wild animals, although as I look on the mini-map itself, I don't see a single wild animal, so not exactly a very useful feature. Now, opposing Mr. Yo, we've got the Viper on a spiritual quest, a journey of sorts, to perfect the Dravidians, a civilization that looks like it focuses very much on its infantry. To start with, all Dravidian barracks technologies are half price, and they have access to all barracks technologies, and their infantry units can be upgraded so that they ignore enemy armor, essentially turning every single infantry unit of the Dravidians into a Lithuanian Latis, which does help out with their unique unit, the Urumi Swordsman, a medium infantry unit that gets a massive charge attack every 24 or 20 seconds, depending on whether you go for the base model or you upgrade to the elite. And to support their infantry on the field of battle, all Dravidian siege units are cheaper when it comes to wood count, or rather wood cost. Their cavalry also benefit from the Wootz steel upgrade that I just mentioned, whereby infantry and cavalry ignore armor, although remember, the Dravidians have a notoriously horrific cavalry line. Their skirmishers and elephant archers do attack faster, and their elephant units can be upgraded to regenerate HP. Think Viking Berserker, Pole Villager, although you have to pay for it in this case. Now, to help support its military, speaking of useless features like the Magyar one-strike policy, Dravidian fishermen carry 15 extra seafood, although take a look at the map, not a single wet piece on the map. And every time you do go up in age, you get 200 wood for free, which essentially does help in the earlier stages of the game when villager allocation, resources, etc. are very important. Now, what we don't see very often is a 36, 37 villager population rush to Feudal Age. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at the map while the players do explore. Let's see. Viper has not seen Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo has not seen the Viper as well. So I'm going to go to the middle of the map. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. As you can see, this is a mega random map. Lots and lots of choke points here with these small clumps of forest. In the middle of the map, if you can tell, there's a bit of a plateau, a lost world, and Ayers Rock for all the viewers or viewer individual singular from Australia who happens to be watching this, although not quite as red as Ayers Rock. In any event, the resources do seem concentrated in the players' bases. There's really nothing elsewhere out on the map at all, not in the center, not in the middle, not even between the bases. It looks like there's a shiitake mushroom ton of gold, 18 patches of gold right in the immediate vicinity. Stone seems to be a little scarcer. I think only 5 patches apiece, and then 2 berry bushes, a whole buttload of Instagrammable sheep with their cutesy bandanas. And that's all she wrote for this map. So we'll see whether the players decide to attack through the sides. We'll see whether the players decide to attack through the center. As we saw, the Viper has taken the north and the east. Mr. Yo has taken the south and the west. So never eat shredded wheats. I don't know how I pronounce the H first in wheat. It's just wheat. And now the Viper? Oh man, he still hasn't explored where his opponent is, although does see the gold, which if he's keeping an eye out on his side of the map, he should identify that finding gold means that he's found his opponent. And also the fact that his town centers are in the 12 and 3 o'clock position should indicate to him that his opponent is at the 6 and the 9 o'clock position. A very fast wall off here. Still no kills for anybody. Both players in Feudal. 47 villagers in Feudal. What a fun map. Oh, man. Oh, we're not Spanish villagers, say the Dravidians, and absolutely wreck these scouts, although 2 do pay the price. So 2 kills apiece here. The economic kills go to Mr. Yo, the military to the Viper. Both players heading up at the exact same time, literally 1 or 2 in-game seconds apart to Castle Age. And I am hoping, I am really hoping that what we get to see, because of the lush resources, because of the way this map is built, and because the fact that the players are rushing their butts up to Castle Age, that we are going to see a massive amount of armies, or what's the proper way of saying that? A massive quantity of military units and big old battles. And lately the Viper, again, as I was saying, he seems to be on a Huang-like spiritual journey to perfect the Dravidians. I don't know if it's because he's got some kind of hilarious low-key beef with Hera. They both apparently have made videos about the Dravidians. One says they're great, one says okay, they're not great, or one said, I think Hera originally said they were bad, and then the Viper in the video that I posted just absolutely destroyed a Byzantine with them. And then there were response videos. I don't know what the hell's going on. You know, typical Age of Empires community drama, which is always fun to watch, because honestly, I don't think it's real drama. These people are all friends. I don't think they're actually, you know, fighting with each other, but it's always fun to see, because if you guys watch my streams, you know, or my videos, my content, are there even relics out on the map? One second, let me interrupt myself. No, I don't see any relics out on the map. But yeah, if you've listened to me ramble on, first of all, thank you kindly. And number 2, you know that I think in this game, there's very rarely a right answer to any question. I mean, unless the question is, can a villager kill a Teutonic knight? Then the answer is no. But aside from that, there are very few actual questions with this game that have a very direct yes or no answer. As with all legal issues, if you've ever had the pleasure or displeasure of hiring a lawyer, you'll know the answer is always, it depends. In any event, I'm done rambling. Enough. I'm going to shut the hell up. Let's watch the players play, because take a look at this. Mr. Yo has carved out his side of the map. The Viper has carved out his side of the map. Both players, 59 villagers. They hit castle and extra town center at each one of our locations. And what an amazing play so far. Now, why am I saying amazing when there's literally 8 total kills? Because this is playing exactly how I wanted it to play out. This is meaning there's going to be big armies coming out, hopefully soon. The Viper kind of patrolling around here with some pikemen, hoping to get exactly what he's getting here. A few pot shots off at a few knights. But the Magyars just run away. They don't need to engage at all. And let's see if we can identify military infrastructure. Now, the lack of stone might be interesting here, because that means we're going to see more human and animal, you know, based armies, as opposed to a flotilla of castles or a Maginot line of castles or anything, structure, tower rush, things like that. Unless the players just absolutely decide to go bonkers. Looks like he got to convert on a knight. Unless the players decide to absolutely go bonkers and start buying stone, I don't see structures really being that big of a factor in this game. Although there's not a small amount of stone. 5 patches, 10 patches on each side does give them 3,500 stone, which is what? Just under 6 castles? So 6 if you buy, 5 if you don't. Archery ranges going up for Mr. Yo to the west, to the south. Beatniks, Peaceniks. This is where Hunter S. Thompson would take a break and hang out here and basically just enjoy the farm life. while to the left is the more militaristic part of town where the cavalry archers are coming out. And the Viper, for his part, I mean, the monk is, the monastery is, I guess, technically a military building, but the Viper going full on pacifist, getting handcart. I didn't watch Hera's video. Hera had a video that he posted recently of when he thinks you should get each economic upgrade. Now, I've seen a lot of pro level games where they say handcart should come in after Imperial, although with 2 town centers and 85 and 89 villagers in Castle Age, I don't know that you necessarily need to wait for Imperial. And what a super crazy matchup. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Again, for a umpteenth time, I'm gonna say it, I think we're gonna get to see big army battles here. Mr. Yo's already pumping out 10 cav archers. The Viper, oh, the game glitched again. My goodness, I would absolutely love to have a cast where the game does not glitch out, but fellow redditors, fellow tweeters or xers or whatever the hell we're called now have all pointed out that there have just been a significant amount of glitches ever since the last patch. Gets the monks, runs away, no need to engage into these pikemen, does lose a scout because you can't micro a million things at once, only, you know, 100,000 of them. And what a trail of dead pikemen bodies. They do finally manage to catch up. At some point, everyone just gives up on the micro and says, you know what, forget it, I can't spend my entire game playing around with 8 units, 7, what were they, 8 or 9 units? And now our Magyar is moving forward with siege, getting handcart himself off the back of 3 more villagers. And I said castles are not going to play a role at all. And of course, the Viper drops a castle. He's going elephant archer. Ooh, okay. Let's see the Magyar cav archers with the extra range, the quicker production time. Man, oh man. And the extra attack take on these Dravidian elephants that can regenerate health and are just absolutely powerful. Like, well, what, again, not the biggest damage output unit in the game, but that HP is really what you want to focus on. I love that their arrows even seem kind of slow and sluggish, right? I mean, the arrows that the cav archers shoot out seem super lightning fast. Look at that. And then look at the elephant. The elephant arrows seem kind of slow. What's the attack speed? 1.6. 2. So that makes no sense. The animation makes no sense to me. But the Viper's here. He's brought a family barbecue. Vin Diesel and the family is here with 17, 18 villagers making themselves at home. And he is applying pressure into the peacenik community that Mr. Yo has established to the south. While at the same time at the west, Mr. Yo's micro is being taxed. All the Viper has to do here is right click on Mr. Yo's army, and it is Mr. Yo who has to run around and make sure that his army doesn't get cornered here by the Vipers. Now, of course, we know the Viper isn't just right clicking on an army, but we'll see in a minute when he hits Imperial. Oh, we're going elite skirmishers for the Magyars. Fascinating. Now, Mr. Yo is doing a good job here. He's doing to the Viper what ACCM did to him yesterday in the game I cast yesterday and posted yesterday, which is just keeping the Viper running around, chasing a few units. Now, one thing I didn't consider is a game on a map this big, with this many resources, with armies as I hoped that pop out in a massive, big, grand fashion, and 2 town center starting positions, is that I might have to have so many picture-in-pictures. What the hell? Okay, Mr. Yo doesn't notice. Going to lose 6 cav archers. Okay, does get a consolation prize of 1 villager as she was about to mine stone, lying face first in the snow. These elephant archers, again, take a look. Not the most powerful. 1 kill. And the elite skirmishers are going to be able to do a good job tickling away at the HP. And look at the Viper. He is going full on infantry upgrades at the same time as he's going archer upgrades. And now the elephants are going to die here to the left. But yeah, one thing I didn't factor in is the fact that there might be like 8 or 9 battlefields, and the entire left side of your screen and the entire right side of your screen. I mean, look at the Viper's upgrades. Oh my god, he's getting literally everything under the sun. He's established a whole bunch of infrastructure in the middle. As I was about to say, the left and the right side of your screen might be covered in picture-in-picture. I do apologize. If it's not significant, I won't get it, but I suspect there's going to be a lot of a lot of micro battles taking place here, especially with Mr. Yo. Oh goodness, I didn't factor that in at all. What I did factor in is the Viper adding in a whole bunch of infantry here. He's already got 5 halberdiers, 9 swordsmen of the two-handed, no, not yet, sorry, of the long variety. And what is happening here? Elite skirmishers. How many? 30 elite skirmishers. Elite Magyar Hussar is on the way as well. So regular Magyar Hussar, rather regular Hussar for the Magyars. Be damned. He is going Magyar Hussar. And this peacenik community is being pushed into. How's the stone count for our players? The Viper with 2 castles has enough stone for 1 more, which he plops down in a very defensive position. Not bad at all. You are the one applying pressure. The last thing you want to see is those lightning fast Magyar units raiding the hell out of your peacenik community, which again is here for the Viper, north and south. Is Mr. Yo abandoning this base? No, he can't be abandoning it. Where are these villagers going? Some are going into the base, some are going out of the base. I'm not too sure what's going on with these villagers for Mr. Yo. Long swordsmen are moving forward. They will be able to get these villagers. They do move a little bit faster, but the castle's here. And out come the Magyar Hussars. +8 against siege. He's got 4 trebs, does the Viper. I don't know why he's running away from this. Oh, he takes the low ground, but still, he should be able to clean this up, the Viper. No? Just barely. Oh my god. Oh, man, oh man, was I wrong. Although, knowing I was wrong by, what, 24 HP is not bad at all. Mea culpa, as they say. 55 army supply to 30. Both populations approaching the 200 mark. Mr. Yo is already capped out. There is Parthian tactics. How many cav archers does he have? Not that many, 11, and he is supply capped. So he's got 133 villagers, which is not bad. An army count of 67 might have gone a little bit too much into skirmishers. Now that the champions are out, I don't know why I said it like that. The champions with 6 armor against the unit that does 7 damage. No bonuses of any kind. But elephant archers have to be careful. Their HP is going to get, oh, look at that. All 2-shotting elephants. Oh, but he leaves them exposed. Oh, we got a treb battle as well. Oh my god, I don't even know what the hell is going on. We've got skirmishers attacking champions, attacking trebs, attacking cav archers. There's a recurve bow for our Magyar. So let me highlight one of these guys in 3 seconds. Take a look at the attack. We'll jump to 6+5. Range will jump to 4+4. But our Magyar is driven back. The elephants are just too fat. They're too chunky. They take too much of a punishment. Even the skirmishers are not going to be able to kill them quickly enough. Elephant archers are not yet fully upgraded. Still a minute away from that. And the Viper is focusing down this castle. Will be able to get it with 4 trebs. Villagers repairing those trebs. As the Magyar Hussars move in again. Attack bonus against siege works out fantastic. He's going after the weaker one, but oh, just before he managed to attack it, he gets sniped by what looked like the castle. I mean, Mr. Yo's resources are pretty damn good. Why are these... Okay, they are heavy cavalry. Sorry, I looked at their asses. I wasn't looking at the horse's neck to see whether it had that fancy schmancy armor on it, but now I see that it does. And the Viper is pushing in, but at the same time, the cav archers from a Magyar push in to the north, but they discover a big, delicious castle already waiting for them. And the Viper, oh, he's gonna block this part out. No, wow, a little bit too slow. Not something we usually see out of the Viper. And now the Magyar cav archers need to find positioning, need to get some kind of damage done because they are being pushed into it home. And 3 trebs are showing up as well. And remember, this is where Mr. Yo's military infrastructure is located. Not down here. He built a second castle. Not down here at all. There's not a single military building here except for that castle. It is all over here, but the cav archers do move forward. I mean, fully upgraded Magyar Cav Archers should, with 6 Pierce Armor, by the way, should be able to give these elephants a run for their money, especially when combined with skirmishers. Is he going to get this one as well? Oh, how many Magyar Hussars died? Man, oh man. This is just an absolute bloody mess so far. Both players being knocked down to the 180s. But more heavy Cav Archers, more Magyar Hussars upgrades for the Viper. He is, for Mr. Yo, fully upgraded the Viper. Still needs Blast Furnace. I always tell people, when you are going melee and you hit Imperial, always make sure you have the resources for Blast Furnace. I think he caught out this trap. He's going to see it. Always have the resources to research Blast Furnace. It takes 100 seconds, which is why the Viper is still 50 seconds away from having fully upgraded melee infantry units. It looks like his Cav Archers finally did bite the dust, but a fresh contingent discovers another castle. Magyar Hussars chasing Trebs while villagers repair it. How are these players keeping up with all of these different locations? And now the Viper, running low on gold, is going Elite Skirmisher himself. Blast Furnace still not done. Cav Archers get out from underneath the low ground. He yells like a crazy person at his computer monitor. Man, oh man. Is this what, you know, I was never really that into sports growing up. I really liked the Toronto Maple Leafs in like the mid 90s with Doug Gilmour and Wendell Clark, Felix Potvin. I really liked the Maple Leafs back then when I was like 12, 13, 14. And ever since then, they've just been a massive disappointment. But is this what? But I was never one of these people that like yelled at a TV. But now as an adult, I find myself yelling at a bunch of ones and zeros on a screen, as if I have money on this game, which I don't. I don't even think that's possible with Age of Empires. Cav Archers are going to get sniped by elephants and by a town center that has had enough. So to the east, Mr. Yo has been cleaned up. To the south, he is pushing back, but again from the very low ground. That being said, there's not a lot of stone for the Viper to repair this castle. He's going to find himself very quickly, and he doesn't have the gold to buy more stone. But to the west, Mr. Yo is held. Pike slash halberdiers are raiding. And again, it froze. I am really sorry. I don't know why the game keeps freezing. I'm going to write to the Capture Age people, who are, by the way, super duper nice and super amazing. Whenever I write to them about technical issues, I generally they help resolve it very quickly. I want to know if this is a Capture Age issue or if this is a Age of Empires latest patch issue. Because honestly, it could be both. Elephant Archers tickling away at a house, not the best use for them. Cav Archers coming to take out these halberdiers, but they themselves are going to get taken out by these chunkier elite Elephant Archers, who are now moving forward in through the south. Army count 75 to 55. Mr. Yo, man, oh man, a lot of his army supply, though. Look at this. 20 of his army supply is here, which means it is not dealing with these elephants. He needs to huff his ass over to the southern part of the screen right now. Go. Go. You don't have a second to lose. You've got 7,400 HP of Elephant Archers whose arrows still seem slow and lethargic to me. I don't know why. Am I the only one? Should I shut up about this? I mean, look at... okay, maybe they're a little bit better. Oh, look at this Magyar Hussar Leroy Jenkins himself into death, charging alone. And he discovers another castle. Or no, never mind. He knew this castle was here, so why the hell did he path his units? Looks like he lost 3 Cav Archers. Magyar Hussars trying to bust their way in. Viper already with a secondary wall off, this time stone instead of wood structures. And let's see what the players can do. Who can engage into who here, by the way? Let's see. We've got the more powerful, I would say probably the most powerful in terms of damage output archer in the game for the Magyar, but that HP, 280 HP. And now he's getting Woot's Steel. So all of these infantry units are going to ignore armor. What they can't ignore is a bunch of arrow fire from the castle. Oh man, put these cav archers in the castle and watch that infantry melt like butter on a hot day. But it looks like Mr. Yo's trebs are on the high ground this time. Let's see, one more ball should be able to... Oh no, he's got villagers repairing. Does the Viper. And these elephant archers are just absolutely slaughtering everything. Mr. Yo's army from the west has arrived. Not quite to save the day. Not exactly. In the center of the map, the Viper is pushing out again. He's meeting a whole bunch of skirmishers and a treb. Oh no, you are a dead treb. And now the elephants are focusing down the trebs. 20 finally puts the cav archers inside the castle, and look at how many arrows it adds. Oh man, he should have been doing this long ago. You cannot let champions with Woot's steel fully upgraded with 6 pierce armor engage into skirmishers. That is basically like sending those skirmishers to die. Even against the Magyar cav archers with the extra attack and range, man, can these champions take a pounding. Gambesons for the win. But the elephant archers move back. They're still 6,500. It is, and they're regenerating HP. Man, oh man, I missed medical corp. That's not cool. But you know what? This is a lot of army supply that the Viper is being forced to expend here, while Mr. Yo rebuilds 21 cav archers over here. How many skirmishers? So 40 of his army supply, or basically half his army, is here. But yet again, Mr. Yo is engaging from the low ground. And look at Mr. Yo's gold compared to the Viper's gold. Oh my goodness. Is he trading with himself? What the hell is this? I guess when you don't pump out trebs, champions, and elite elephant archers, you have a little bit of gold to spare, especially if you're going skirmisher and Magyar cav archer. Magyar hussar. Oh my god, another one with barely any HP is chasing this army. Look at this. Get off my land, he says. Get the hell out of here. The Viper turns around finally, deals with them. Oh man, oh man. Mr. Yo is moving forward with more siege, is busting down these walls, wants to get in through the north. You're not too sure he needs to anymore now that he's busted this part of the map, but 2 trebs. That being said, the Viper has arrived to the south, leaving the peaceful community, realizing that he cannot engage into castles with even elephant archers are not chonky enough to do that. He now pivots south. At the same time, his castle is under attack, but not for long. Oh no, champions, elephant archers. Oh my, and Mr. Yo's attack to the north is donezo. That's all she wrote for that attack. The elephants are being taken out here. 36 skirmishers. Mr. Yo's army count is pretty damn good. The Viper with 121 villagers. Oh my god, he's surrounded on all sides by these Magyar fast firing archer units. What's the speed of attack now? So we've got 1.8 against 1.4. You've got elephant archers with Mangudai speed, and now the Viper is doing to Mr. Yo what Mr. Yo did to the Viper, just wasting his time, pushing his units literally to the edge of the known world, so that Mr. Yo has to chase into this and waste a whole bunch of time. But the Viper is here. He's got champions to help take out these structures. The problem for the Viper right now, if I can say there's a problem for the player who's ahead 1,000 points, is that his army is kind of cut in half with a whole bunch, 34 HCAs separating the two armies. And I think he realizes that, so now he's coming forward with this army. But look at this, 67 kills. Mr. Yo has babysat these units. Perfection out of him. But yet again retreats to the low ground. I'm not sure why he keeps doing this. Elephants, man, they take a long time to die. What is happening here? And look at Mr. Yo, he's got another army here. 16 cav archers, 5 trebuchets, and 1 civ with insane mobility. one Civ with insane HP. And now we have the classic El Clasico, Mongol versus Teuton, Magyar versus Elephants. Which will prevail? We've got a little bit of a hit squad over here heading to this water trough. No, they go right by it. Has to retreat. Why is he retreating? Not too sure. A few skirmishers is enough to scare this away. Ooh, Mr. Yo is saying, you know what? I've had enough. It is time to counterattack, but the Viper sees everything. Oh, Mr. Yo, why are you attacking with one Treb when you've got 5? The problem is, he's got a whole bunch of army at home he's got to deal with. If he can get rid of the Trebs, this army from the Viper is going to die because Cav Archers are going to snipe the infantry all the live long day. And the Elephants, as chunky as they are not going to be able to do enough damage output against buildings. I don't think they have any attack bonus against buildings. No, 0. 44 kills for this band of HCAs as the Viper continues to push in. He's going after the Treb. I mean, look at how brilliant that move is out of Mr. Yo, occupying 3 Trebs. Maybe 4 Trebs, I think, originally. No, I think there were just 3. With one of his own to the south, he is continuing to kill Elephant Archers. The Viper has amassed 1,000 gold. Mr. Yo, though, still at 2,700. Needs to get his food count up, though. And here we go. The ping-ponging between the east and the west has begun as the Viper pushes in through the west. Mr. Yo pushing in through the east. And now, oh my god, the Viper not paying attention. Basically streaming these units to die. Kill count 45 still. Probably a lot higher if you factor in the kills of the dead units. And now villagers are starting to die. I hear a ram? Where do I hear a ram? There it is. Oh my god, the Viper's gonna lose his Treb. His last Treb. And now the threat from the Viper is over. These units, as long as he can snipe the infantry, Mr. Yo is in a fantastic spot. These Elephant Archers are not going to destroy buildings. Their damage output is too low. That being said, the Viper has pushed him back here as well. And now Mr. Yo is going to lose, looks like, 2 Trebs. Remember, Woot's Steel. Not that these Trebs have a huge amount of melee armor to begin with. And somehow at the 55-minute mark of the game, we've got a detente. The Viper to the east. The Viper in the center. Mr. Yo defending at home to the west. But the Viper is starting to look like his economy is just going to outlast Mr. Yo's. Mr. Yo's got 68 villagers. The Viper's 40 villagers ahead. He's ahead 15 army count as well. 25. Sorry, not 15. Oh, goodness. Oh, man, I don't want to embarrass myself here. 25 army supply ahead. So what smelled for a second like a bit of a lull in hostilities was just the Viper gathering his forces, marshaling them into whatever location he wanted to, and starting again. I mean, this one Magyar Hussar should be able to get rid of all 3 of these, right? Tinkle, tinkle. I know there's Elephant Archers. I know there's other things on the map, but sometimes I like to prove to myself that I can call something correctly. To the south. I mean, the Viper's doing a fantastic job. He's stopped training any units at all, though. Mr. Yo still training 9 heavy Cav Archers is out of gold. Our player who had thousands and thousands in the Federal Reserve is now bankrupt. What he does have is a whole bunch of wood. That wood is not going to help him. He's got no food. He's got no gold. He's got to get something going. He's got 10 idle villagers. So he's down to 45 productive villagers to the 112 of the Viper. If he can get rid of some of this army here to the east and pivot to the west, he stands a chance. But as things look right now, oh, things are a bit dire here for our Magyar, who, okay, will take these fights. This is not a cheap army for the Viper to replenish. Right as I say that, 5 more fat boys waddle their way down the snowy banks and enter into the beatnik community. Mr. Yo choosing this moment to go somewhere else. Ooh, I don't know about that. He's got a massive army, not quite as big as the Vipers, but it is all in one location, which I love. I mean, this is 25, 28 army count out of 38 is in one big clump. and he is opting instead to raid. He wants to disrupt the Viper's economy. I don't think he realizes militarily how far behind he is. If he knew how far behind he is, he would try to crush this army and then pivot to crush this army, very much Napoleon style, very famous with the fast marching French troops crushing multiple armies individually, not letting them conglomerate their forces together. Instead, I think Mr. Yo is perhaps overvaluing these cav archers, which have 63 kills. I mean, look at his villager. He's down to less than 20 active villagers. Right as I say that, he jumps up to a massive 25, 28. He can only train 3 villagers at a time, produce 3 villagers. One of them is going to go straight for the elephants. Wow. That did not disappoint. That did not disappoint. I'm glad when I saw them rushing up the castle that I got what I wanted. And Christmas came a little early today, and I'm glad I'm getting to share this game, even though there were those 2 annoying glitches. Man, oh man, does nothing piss me off like technical difficulties, especially because I'm not a techie. I am not big into technology and stuff like that. So let's take a look at what was going on at the time of death. Doctors calling it at 5950. Halberdiers attacking houses, and now the Viper did what Mr. Yo should have done about 3-4 minutes ago, which is conglomerate his entire army into one powerful, massive ball. We've got 25 infantry, we've got 27 elephant archers for a total of 52 in army count, plus another 860 army supply in one screen, one quadrant of the map. And Mr. Yo, oh, looks like he lost a bunch of his cav archers. Finally, though, I'm happy to see him taking fights on the high ground. But then, of course, retreats to the low ground. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm the one who's a little bonko. But man, the Viper established his infrastructure early on in the center, put pressure on multiple locations. Mr. Yo, even though he's had the faster unit, the HCA just could never get much done with them. Let's take a look at the stats. I'm very curious to see what the economies look like. Okay, 235 skirmishers, 273 champions with gambesons and woot steel. I think we know who takes this fight in terms of most produced unit. And look at the Viper's peak APM towards the middle end of the game. Mr. Yo, also interesting towards the middle of the game, but a bit more of a relaxed. What do we think economically? How far ahead is the Viper? Not far ahead at all. Less than 10%. Damn, okay. I guess the villager drop-off, yeah, was more towards the end. Damn, look at that blue line just collapsing. So Mr. Yo basically got more wood, and then every other resource went to the Viper, to our Dravidian. Conversions not playing a role with only 2, and here we go, the drum roll, kill count, 672 kills by the Magyar. Only 67 villagers, and look at the Viper, literally, not exaggerating, 100 villager kills more with 789 kills. Yeah. So they both look like they killed a similar amount of military, about 600 or so. And the Viper, how do you not have more villager kills, or at least closer, when you've got the cavalry archer that moves lightning fast? 1.54 tiles compared to 0.9 tiles a second. Almost double, to use some artistic license. But in any event, what an absolute fun game. And anytime you start with 2 town centers, man, oh man, things have a tendency of getting messy. And I'm glad they got messy in Castle Age and, more importantly, in Imperial. When did the players hit Imperial, by the way? How long have we been in Imperial? Oh, wow, look at that. 23-minute mark of the game for the Viper. Where is Blue? There he is. There's hiding. 25-minute mark. So 23:43, 24. So about a minute apart. And then immediately the Magyar started upgrading, and then we saw Woot Steel somewhere here. And somewhere here is also the where is it? Medical Corps. I'm trying. Oh, maybe no, that's a blue. That's Corvinian army there. There's recurve bow. Why can't I see the gold crowns? I mean, we saw Woot Steel, but where the hell's the medical corps that regenerates the elephant HP? In any event, doesn't really matter. What an absolute epic game. I am going to reference this game for many, many moons to come because this is just so much fun. Look at that kill count. Wow. And literally 10 seconds shy of an hour. Wow. I just can't stop saying wow, but that was a really fun game. Thank you to both players. And I'm honestly at a loss for words because even though the Viper ultimately ended up winning, I mean, I say this every game, but, and I mean it every game, but really GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.